You guys already know what this video is. My Bulldogs had a massive weekend. And of course, instead of giving y'all a pregame for week one, I let everybody kind of sit in it and question a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a postgame recap. Now, whether you want me to do the pregame or the postgame or both, you guys let me know that in the comments, whatever you need me to do. But of course, before I get into this video, I want to remind you, like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, of course, first order of business, attending to Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett looked magnificent. 25 for 31, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 97.3 QBR. His pocket presence was amazing. He was able to make some big plays with his legs, and I think you can expect a pretty big year out of Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett is mobile in the pocket. He's able to get outside if he needs to. He's able to make plays with his legs. There was one touchdown where he had to really scramble. It was a broken play. Somehow got it to Lab McConkey for a touchdown. Stetson Bennett looked absolutely magnificent. Now, of course, getting away from Stetson Bennett for a second, I want to go to two guys, two tight ends, who I think are going to be absolute X factors. Those guys are Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers. Those guys are absolute weapons, and not only the passing game, but also the blocking game. Now, of course, Brock Bowers had 2 receptions for 38 yards, and Darnell Washington, he ended up having 2 receptions for 33 yards. Now, of course, I know what you're saying, Michael, those aren't big numbers, but they were more impactful than just the numbers. Like, if you watch the game, you see the visual impact that both of these guys had during their time. I mean, Brock Bowers, he's obviously not all the way back after suffering his injury, but he's getting there, and Darnell Washington is a freak. He's 6'7", 270, hurdling over defenders. It was absolutely amazing. And it should also be noted that A.D. Mitchell also had a really, really good game. 4 receptions for 65 yards and a touchdown. There were a lot of questions on who was going to be that outside threat for University of Georgia this year when it comes to football, and I think A.D. Mitchell could most definitely be that outside threat. Now, of course, going to another primary concern, a concern that early in the game really had me puzzled, but it's the rushing game. Now, it could have been way better, but UGA still managed to run for over 100 total yards rushing on the day, so that was nice. However, I want to attend to somebody who is definitely a first round, if not second or third round talent. To me, that's Kenny McIntosh. Kenny McIntosh, I've been hyping up for a long time. He had 9 receptions for 117 yards, both of which led the team, and he also added on 18 rushing yards, adding 4 yards per carry. This guy is a pro running back, and I think Kenny McIntosh is going to have a huge year. I'm not saying he's going to give you 1,000 yards and 1,000 receiving yards, but I think 500 and 500, 600 and 600, maybe 800 and 800. I think that is really possible for a running back like Kenny McIntosh. He's the lead back now, and I believe firmly that he is going to be one of the top running backs when it's all said and done this year and when we go to the NFL draft out in 2023. Now, of course, going to the defense. Now, as far as right now, they picked up pretty much right where they left off last season. They only allowed 3 points to an Oregon offense who, no doubt, is pretty good. I mean, of course, we made them look like, let's just say we didn't make them look like what they were hyped up to be. But they're no doubt really good. Now, I must say, the absence of Jordan Davis is obvious. It is obvious, but it is manageable. Jalen Carter is great to stick into that spot. In my opinion, he's one of the best prospects coming up in the draft. That's just me. However, the absence of Jordan Davis definitely felt. Definitely need to get it together because the middle of that line, the Alabamas, the Floridas, they're going to take advantage of that. That was a major weakness. Jordan Davis, we are missing him, but I think it's manageable. Now, of course, I got to talk about my freshman, man. And, of course, next year I'm going to be a freshman, so let me hype up my freshman a little bit. Malachi Starks played an outstanding first game at the cornerback position as a freshman. He had an insane interception early in the game, and he also led the team with 8 tackles. He won Freshman of the Week, as you could probably predict. Malachi Starks, is this the next great Georgia cornerback? Dare I say, 1 game into his career? I mean, who knows? Maybe he is. Who knows? I'm not saying anything crazy, but Malachi Starks could be that guy. Y'all need to watch out for him, especially these next couple years. However, going into a senior, it's Christopher Smith. Now, Chris Smith looked like he was going to have an All-American caliber season from that safety position. He had an interception. I was very impressed by the way he played. He had a big hit, a couple of nice plays, was second on the team in tackles this game, so I thought he was really good. Now, of course, going to my overall review, I think Georgia really did solid. I think they had a solid outing, and by solid, I mean absolutely amazing. I mean, putting up almost 50 points on a team who's supposed to be one of the top 15 teams in the land, that's absolutely amazing. I think Georgia should be number 2 going into the week. I know it's going to be hard to knock down Alabama from number 1. I think Georgia should be number 2. I don't think Ohio State played a good game last week. I think they played poorly. I think there are very obvious holes on their offense, which, I mean, when you lose two of your best receivers in Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, I mean, can you really blame them? No. But I think Georgia should go to number 2 this week. I think that's what's ultimately going to end up happening. I think UGA is looking really, really good. The running game needs help. I also think that Stetson Bennett's in for a good season. I think the middle of our defense needs tightening up. However, when it comes to Oregon, I think we did amazing. Almost a perfect game. I'm really excited to see what we can do this season. A final of 49-3 for week 1. Next week, we go against Samford. I don't even know if I'm going to cover that game. I might do it. But I like to cover the big ones, man. Like, I like to cover the big opponents. The Floridas, the Alabamas, Samford, everyone's... Like, Georgia's, they're probably getting paid to come to Sanford Stadium and get smoked by 80. But, hey, that's just the way of college football. You guys want me to cover that? You guys let me know in the comments. But, of course, without further ado, thank you for watching, first of all. I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you could stay loved, stay blessed. You guys stay on your grind, believe in yourselves. I know school has started for a lot of people. Definitely started for me, who's a senior in high school. I know it's just now starting for college, so you guys get back on your grinds. Waking up early, it sucks, but sometimes you just got to embrace it. You got to embrace that it's going to suck sometimes. It's going to be very tiring, but hey, at the end, it's going to be rewarding. So that's my message to everybody. Make sure you stay loved, stay blessed. Without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching.